are here. I'm glad you are here. I'm glad you are here. As you could tell, from the title, we are going to talk about my first ever sports car that I had at the age of 20. This car is special to me for many reasons. I remember when I was like, I think it was my senior year, right? I remember I was just walking towards like the school doors to go outside to the bus because it was ready. It was time for me to go home, right? And I got in the bus, sat down, and then I waited until they finally made it to my stop. I got off, and then I just walked. Well, I'm tiring, but as I saw this guy. His name was Carlos. He drove by, and I'm like, hey, I know that guy. He's in I think he was in my study hall or whatever. And I remember he was driving a Nissan 350Z. I don't know what year, probably '04. I don't know. And it was a nice blue, and I was like, wow. I mean, that car is nice. You know, I never really like seen it too close. I mean, I remember seeing it in Tokyo Drift, but that car was like way too modified. Like they had side skirts, you know, big spoilers, different hood, stuff like that. This car was just bone stock, you know. But I still digged it, and I liked it. And I'm like, damn, that's a nice car. But I never said like, hey man, that's a nice car. Where'd you get it? You know, I didn't say that because usually I just mind my own business. I don't ask. But I just noticed like that was the kid from my study hall, whatever class, and he was driving it. So I was like, wow, you know, it's nice. You know, senior year passes by, and then, you know, I was already 17 years old. And I remember when I got my driver's license, I was 17 when I first got my driver's license, because I had to do driver's ed for like a semester until I passed it, and then I've gone and got my license. So obviously I didn't get a 350Z because like me and my parents, they're not the type to give anything away. You know, if you're gonna work hard and prove yourself, then you will have like, you know, a reward, but not even that big of a award. You know, probably if I would have gotten a job, like do school and go to work part time and do the payments, they probably would have signed a form to get me a 350Z. But I don't even think my parents' credit was even that good, so I don't know how. I wouldn't know if that was even possible. So I mean, I never asked, because I figured they would say no, so I never asked. But anyway, my dad had a Buick, you know, a Buick LeSabre, 1991, black, gray interior, beautiful car, and obviously it wasn't working. You know, I think it needed some repairment. So I mean, we fixed it up. I cleaned it, the interior, the exterior. I waxed it. I mean, it's an old car, you know, what can you expect? No sound system, but it did have a radio for CDs at the time. At the time, it was like 2011, 2012. I didn't have no smartphone like that and have music in it, none of that stuff, and I didn't have no USB. So it was just plain CDs, you know, listen to Drake, Thank Me Later, yeah. Also Take Care. I would listen to, you know, Gucci Mane, Lil Wayne, Wiz Khalifa, you know, Rolling Papers, stuff like that, all those stuff. Deal or No Deal. But you know, it was exciting, you know. I liked it, you know. I remember picking up my friends, going to soccer games, going to the park, just hanging out, going like eat food, go out, stuff like that. I was 110% content with that Buick, you know. I didn't have like a reason like, oh my god, I'm embarrassed. And I never felt embarrassed where I came from. I was glad. I drove that car with pride. I mean, it was better than the bus, that was for sure. So I mean, it was nice for me, you know. So yeah, I drove it. I took it. I had my time with it, and once I turned 18, I told my dad, I was like, hey, I mean, because my mom and dad were like, they were about to like move out the neighborhood because they got a house into the like an area that's way more civil and more safe. So I told my dad, I told my dad I wanted to buy another car, you know, and and I think he told me that he would help me. He would help me buy a car. So I sold it for $1,000. Do I regret selling it? Yeah, because it was a great car. It literally had no problems. It didn't burn oil, gas. Gas was it was a 6-cylinder, so it wouldn't burn a lot of gas. I mean, it will like last you the whole week for like, I think like $30, $35 to fill up the gas tank. Let's see what else. So yeah, I sold it to this guy. I think it was like a friend of my neighbor at that neighborhood. So he took it. I never seen it ever. I never saw it ever again. So I don't know what happened to it, sadly. But yeah, I sold it, and then me, my pops, my mom, my siblings, all of us, we packed our stuff, and then we moved to the other side of the city, like I told you guys, a better and safer place. And what's it called? Let me see. Wait. And then I was 18 years old, right? So I decided not to go to college, none of that stuff. I just got my diploma from high school, and then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have to do something about this, you know, like, and I told my pops, hey pops, is there any way we can is there any way we can get like, you can buy me a car? He was like, yeah, what car are you thinking? I was like, I don't know, Dad. I mean, I just want to take a look around cars. Like, well, what's that family owned dealership, like back over there in that other city? He's like, oh yeah, it's called DAZN Motors. He's like, you want to go there? I'm like, yeah. So we went and saw, and there was this Mitsubishi Eclipse. I think it was an '02, automatic transmission, nothing special. I mean, I liked it from the start, even though I wasn't looking for that type of car. I was looking for a Nissan 350Z. I saw that car, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy it. So, you know, those cars are, you know, I mean, famous in the Fast and Furious series. You know, Eclipse. Everybody knows what Eclipse are if you know your cars. It's like the one from Too Fast to Furious, the one that Tyrese Gibson, I think that's his name, Tyrese Gibson drives, but it's purple, and that was a convertible. The one I bought, it wasn't a convertible, it was just a normal hardtop. So I was happy I was gonna get it. I was like, yeah. So I took, and then my dad, he got me a job, and in the end, I just ended up selling it because I don't know, I wasn't content with it. I didn't like it like that no more. I was like, yeah, screw this. I wanna buy something else. So I sold it, and I told my dad, I said, hey Dad, I found this car, and like obviously, like, his credit score was like high now. It was better than ever before. So I was like, hey Dad, can you help me like get a car like on loan, and you can possibly be my co-signer or something. He's like, I'll think about it. So he thought about it, and he came back to me. He's like, hey Jordy. He's like, hey, what car are you thinking anyway? I'm like, I was talking about Nissan 350Z. He's like, what's that? What car is that? And you know, my dad, you know, he's an American muscle type of guy, so he doesn't really know about Japanese cars like that. So I was like, oh, is this car dead? He's like, or do they have good reviews? I'm like, well, yeah, it's reliable, it's a good car. It's a Nissan, it's easy to maintain, it's not expensive to have. And he's like, how many cylinders? Like 6. It's typical 6. He's like, okay. But he's like, you better not let me down, because like this is like the other car was just like, it wasn't like as deep in this, like price wise. Like this one is gonna cost more, like double, more than double than the Eclipse. I'm like, yes, Dad, I know. I promise I won't let you down. And you know, I'm thinking of myself, like if I let him down, I mean, I'm not gonna just stop paying for it. I'll just sell it and pay the balance, and then the rest I'll keep to myself. But you know, that's just my initial thought. But I knew I wanted this car, you know. So I mean, I still haven't looked. I haven't had a car that I found. I'm just looking at cars.com. I think I was looking at eBay Motors. I was looking at Craigslist, you know, everywhere. And I finally found one. I came along one, a white Nissan 350Z Track Edition 2003. And oh my god, I'm sorry guys. It only had I think at the time it only had like 42,000 miles, and I was really ecstatic. So I saw that he stayed like 35, not 35, like 30 minutes away from where we live. So I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna text him, you know, because he had his, in the cars.com website, they have like information of the seller and everything. They had a name and a number. So I'm like, let me put a text. If it turns out blue, then you know he has an iPhone, so he can probably text me. And sure as shit, it was blue. And I'm like, hey, I forgot his name. I was like, hey, I saw your ad on the cars.com that you're selling your 350Z. I was wondering, like, is there any way we can like come check it out, me and my dad? And I think it was Sunday. And I think it was like 4:30 or 5 p.m. And then I thought he was like, yeah, no problem, just come check it out tomorrow in the morning, or because I used to work nights, I was working like 3 p.m. to 11. But he's like, yeah, you got time right now? And I'm like, got time right now? He's like, yeah, come on over and go check it out yourself. I'm like, okay, yeah, no problem, I'll be there. And then he gave me the address and everything. So I told my dad, hey Dad, can we go to this guy's house? He's selling a 350Z, like it's white. And I showed him the ad. He's like, where is he at? I was like, it's only 30 minutes away. I know it's Sunday, but like you and me, like me, I used to work with my dad, so we used to work on second shift, so it doesn't really matter if we came back late, like 10 p.m. We still have time to like sleep, take a shower, and eat, all that good stuff. It's different for the people who start in the morning. So my dad was like, yeah, no problem, let's go. So me and him, we drove all the way to his house. It was, I mean, I think he was with his dad, the guy, because they all had white cars. They had a white Audi, they had a white Mercedes Benz, and they had a 350Z that was white. I think the white 350Z was his, but the other ones I think was his dad or his mom or something. I don't know. I didn't ask none of those questions. I was just too focused on the 350Z. And he was like the coolest guy ever. Like I just came, I was like, hey man, you're the guy that want to see the 350Z? I was like, yeah, me and my dad. He's like, yeah. He's like, here's the keys, check it out, take it for a spin. I'm like, damn, just like that. He didn't even care, like let me see your license, or you know, let me see the keys of your car, right, of your car that you're leaving here. He's like, yeah, take it for a spin, man, like make sure you test it out, everything. I was like, wow. I mean, I guess, you know, I mean, there are good people out there. So I was like, thank you, all right. And then my dad, I mean, obviously it was stick shift, it was a manual transmission. At the time I didn't know how to drive stick, because you know, I never driven a stick before, and I was only like, how old was I just turned 20 years old, because I remember buying it in October of 2014. So my dad took it for a spin, and I still remember, I think I recorded that video. I think I still have the video. I need to find it though. But it was like, he sped it up, he drove it well. Like, we didn't even go to the highway, we just around the neighborhood. And I'm like, and we went to the main street to go like 45 miles an hour. And he's like, so I was like, hey Dad, test. How you feel it? He's like, it's stiff, it's strong, it's still healthy. I mean, I would assume because it only has 45,000 miles. He's like, yeah, it's a good solid car. I like it. Never driven one of these, but this is nice. So he was asking for 13 grand. So we checked the car. There's like a bulb that's like from the plate that's like it doesn't work. It's only one bulb giving light, and there's like 3 major scratches on the bumper, like huge, and looked like somebody scratched it on purpose or some. What else? The interior was flawless. Smelled like a new car. No leaks overall. I like the car. That's it. And we went back and then we started talking. He's like, so was, and then I finally, and I made it to his house. I parked it right there, and he came out. I was like, so how'd you like it? I was like, yeah, beautiful car. I absolutely love it. He's like, yeah. So let me know what you want to do. He's like, well, me and my dad, we already got approved for the loan. We're just looking for the car. He's like, oh, okay. What bank? I was like, oh, this bank. He's like, oh yeah, I've heard of that bank before. He's like, yeah. So, and I'm like, so I was like, so what's the? But not me, probably my dad. I remember me talking like that. My dad's like, so what the lowest you'll take? He's like, well, I'll tell you what, because there's a scratch. Like, I know you've seen those scratches on the bumper, and those bumpers, I mean, they're gonna cost money, the paint job, everything. I'll give it to you for 12. So he knocked up $1,000. So I was like, fuck it, let's do it. He's like, alrighty. He's like, yeah, no problem. He's like, is there any way you can like send me a scan of the title? Because my loan officer wants a copy. He's like, yeah, no problem. Just give me your email. And then I gave him my email. He sent it to me, and I sent that to the loan officer. Started the process Monday, but before that, the guy was like, yeah, man, just I need to drive it this whole week for my job, but like Saturday, it's all yours. But I still need it for one more week. I'm like, damn. I was thinking about picking up tomorrow, Monday. He's like, and then his dad joked. He's like, man, poor young man is gonna have to wait one more week. That week is gonna take forever for him. I know that. And sure as shit, it was. I was just so excited to have a 350Z, and man, that week couldn't end earlier or faster. Man, I was so anxious. I just wanted to end, and it was crazy. It was crazy. I don't know. So yeah, I was happy with everything. I was so happy. I couldn't even believe it. And then and I was worried. It's like, what if somebody else comes by and gives you cash? He's like, nah, I already made a deal with you. Like, a deal's a deal. I don't break my promises. And I'm like, okay, well, that's good to know. And sure, Shinny was telling the truth. He's a man of his word. He's a good guy. So finally, Saturday came up. I woke up like 8 a.m. Even though I worked, I think 12 hours, and I was like asleep for I only slept like 3 hours that day. So me, my dad, and my mom, we drove to his house. We got out. We gave him the check to his name, and everything was great. The title, and he gave us a title, and then obviously we went to get plates, and then the people from the Secretary of State, they send the title to the bank. So that's how things work if you buy from a private party. So I got the keys. Well, not me, my dad, because I didn't know how to drive stick, like I said. But he was driving the car. He drove all the way to his house, like where we live. And he was like, it's a nice car. Feels really healthy, stiff. And I'm like, yes. It wasn't loud at all. And I didn't even know anything about exhaust or none of that stuff. I didn't care. I just wanted the car. And slowly but surely, I was like, let me drive this car, let me learn stick just a little bit. my girlfriend that I had at the time. I picked her up, took her to the Brookfield Zoo, and then, well, at the time she was just like a girl I was dating, and then when we went back to a restaurant to eat after the zoo was over, I asked her to be my girlfriend in that car, and she said yes. It has great memories. I remember taking my sibling to eat Pizza Hut, like inside, like the restaurant. And then we went to the stores. We would go to the stores. We were going everywhere with that car, me and my sibling, because it was only a 2-seater, so I couldn't fit any more people. But overall, it was a great experience. I liked the car. In the end, I was interested in buying a home, so I applied for a mortgage. I mean, I was like 21 years old. It was like nothing. I was still young, very young. The bank was like, you have to get rid of your car in order to apply for a house, which is BS. So I ended up selling the car to my dad, and even when I still applied for the mortgage, it wasn't good enough. My credit score wasn't high enough. My work history wasn't good enough. It wasn't long enough. So I pretty much gave up the car for nothing. And then my dad, I think he sold it for more. I don't know how he did it, but he sold it for more to these 2 kids from Wisconsin. And I was upset, that it happened to me. That's probably the only Nissan 350Z that I actually miss a lot. But it is what it is. Man, memories, guys, memories. I hope everyone's doing well. And I'm sorry I've been kind of not doing videos. I've been busy with work, but don't worry that it's over, and I'm gonna keep making more videos, and hopefully I can make it to 6K subscribers. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on